Today I will be broaching the subject of prophecy, as in particular when Isaiah was sent to warn the people of Israel. Well, the whole concept and ideology of prophecy is one that is not readily accepted by the church or the people of God. A prophet or a seer um, has an anointing to see future events, to dictate change times. They have like a mantle on the face of the earth to do God's bidding. They're like the mouthpiece of God. And so back in Isaiah's day, he was not accepted by his people. He was fully rejected because the people didn't want to hear what the prophet had to say. They were given into other things. The first thing that God highlighted was how the people rejected him. That donkeys and horses knew their owner, but the people didn't know theirs. And that was found in Isaiah 1, verse 3. He further went on to highlight the fact that the people were given into foreign practices, which were what they would call magic practices. The women were flirting, maybe the way how they dressed, the way how they spoke, but everything about them spelled out the word flirt or flirting. He said the government officials, they were friends with thieves. They did not follow the laws, the rules, and the protocols. Their mandate was to protect the widows and orphans. They forgot them. They treated them. So God told Isaiah that because of all these things that they were doing, they were going to be dragged off to Babylon. And in today's day and age, I'm seeing similar or some of the same practices that the people of back in Isaiah's day, who were the Israelites, exhibited. They didn't want to hear about God. They were in and of themselves and doing what they thought was right, and they rejected what the prophet said, although they were chosen people of God. And so, although not a physical Babylon, there's possibly a spiritual Babylon on the horizon to destroy God's people. Because when they were taken to Babylon, they were made into slaves. They bowed to images. They worshiped other gods. There was somebody in charge of them who was bigger than them, so to speak. And so, we reject God today. We do not want to hear about Him. We do not want to hear about His customs, His practices, His principles. We do not want to hear about the Bible. We do not want to hear about the Word. And we're given into our own likes, dislikes, and practices. But if we pull a page out of those people back in Isaiah's day, we would definitely learn something. We would see that there's something imminent on the horizon because people fail to listen. That is basically the message I have for today. This vision came to me about 3 weeks ago. It took me some time to go through from Isaiah 1 to 12 and to pick out the major points. And when I began to pick out the major points, I realized that it spoke to today. It spoke to today. And then at the end of it, Isaiah told the farmers to spare for themselves a cow and 2 goats, and that will be able to suffice them with milk during the period in which the others or the regular people were taken or would be taken off to Babylon. They would still have food. So that just goes to show that God still makes preparation for His people in the midst of all the animosity, all that is taking place. There is still 1 or 2 righteous left in the land. And so that is all I want to share with you today. I hope you have a blessed evening. Subscribe to the video and like. Have a good evening. Bye.